Hello again, back with another camera review. This one's a little bit different, but in the same sort of vein as the last one was. It's another medium format camera. It's a more specialised camera and it's a more popular one. A little bit of a fad, people sort of love them at the moment. Understandably so, they're excellent cameras, and that camera is the Mamiya RB67. So I bought this from Japan. It's in alright condition, it works. Mainly because, as you may know, it's got bellows extension, which means you can focus very close. And I was looking to do sort of macro work or sort of more close portraits. The RB actually stands for rotating back, so that's kind of one of the key features of this camera, is that the back rotates. So because it's 6x7, it's rectangular, and you can either have that landscape like this, or you can have it portrait by rotating it. So I can show you. So when you take the back off, it's literally this, which is the 6x7, and then when you rotate it, the whole thing rotates to change your orientation, which is very useful. I mean, I used to have a Bronica 645, no rotating back, and to do sort of vertical shots you would literally have to turn the camera, and with a waist level finder, not ideal. Everything is back to front, upside down, and it's much more difficult to use. Yeah, not fun, and this makes it much easier for that. So the back on this it's sort of a universal style. It's called I believe it's called a Graflox back. It's these sliding metal arms. Pop the back on, and they sort of just slide and lock in. There's one on the top and the bottom, and then they won't come off. So this camera, medium format, SLR, so you've got your waist level finder. Just take the cap off. There you can see my ceiling, and bellows focusing, so you'll be looking down and rotate the knob and it will come out and focus. So that's now focused on my screen here. Bring that back in. So this is kind of the standard kit that you would get, just with the waist level finder, standard 120 back, and then this is the 127mm f3.8. This is the Sequor C version, so that's not the earliest version. It's the next one on from that. The body is the Pro S. Basically, with the RB, they had 4 different variations. So there was just the RB67, there's the RB67 Pro, the RB67 Pro S, and then the Pro SD. Not many differences between them. Things like back won't come off unless you've got the dark side in. You can't take a shot with the dark slide in. Little tweaks like that. I decided to go for the Pro S instead of the SD, just because the SD seems to go for sort of £100 more, and the differences between it are very minimal, and that wasn't a big deal to me. So far, as of recording this, I've shot 2 rolls of film through this. Only had one of them developed, and it was a black and white roll. So hopefully by the time I edit this, I'll have more pictures. What else is there? So it's very similar to the Bronica in that it's sort of leaf shutter lenses, so the shutter is in the lens, and sort of just the style of it is similar. It's a much bigger camera than the Bronica. It's huge, and it was sort of mainly a studio camera. Not many people do street photography and things like that with them. I mean, people do, but wouldn't recommend it normally. You've got things that are kind of essential, so flash sync in the vein of it being a studio camera, and that will sync at all shutter speeds because it's a leaf shutter. You've also got mirror lockup, which you screw a cable release in here and turn this little dial, and you've got mirror lockup, so you press the shutter, raises the mirror, and then you fire with the cable release. I can see that being a little bit of an issue, because I know that at one point I'll end up forgetting to turn the dial back, and I'll just be shooting and putting the mirror up without even realising I'm not triggering the shutter. What else is there to say about this camera? It's big. I think I mentioned that already. It's very big. I've played a little bit around with them before and I knew they were big, but once you start carrying it sort of frequently, you realise that it's a bit of a burden. It is worth it. The shots I've had back, so 10 shots on a roll of 6.7, which is shot in black and white, look amazing, incredibly sharp, beautiful depth of field, but yeah, it's a lot of work having to get the shot right and things like that. It's also a fully mechanical body, which does mean that it's somewhat more repairable than, say, the RZ. It also means that you don't need batteries, so you don't have to worry about dying on you. But then that also means that you don't have any metering or anything like that. I have been using a light meter app on my phone, which I haven't had a problem with yet. Everything seems to be spot on with it. But yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Yeah, a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get it, it's no problem at all. I'm going to fire the shutter so you can hear sort of how loud it is, because there is a massive, enormous mirror in there. I don't know if you can see it very well in there, but the mirror is absolutely huge. That's why sort of the mirror lockup is so useful, because if you shoot below anything, say 125th, you're likely to get camera shake just from the mirror going up. And so yeah, I'll fire it. So because it's the Pro S, I have to take dark slide out to take a picture, but here we go. So that triggers the shutter, well, lifts the mirror, triggers the shutter, and closes the shutter again. To sort of reset the mirror, this one here, push that down, that'll reset the mirror. But you can't take another shot because I've got it on double exposure. So if it's not on double exposure, you can't take another shot once you've cocked it, and that is basically to ensure that you don't do double exposures by accident, which is a nice feature. And then what you'd normally do is you'd cock the shutter, put the mirror back down, and then you would advance the film with this one here. So you push that around, and that advances your film. And you've got a little frame counter here just to tell you how many shots you've got, and you've got an indicator to tell you if that frame has been exposed or not as well. So I'll pop this back in. Purely from my sort of so far brief experience with this camera, it's a little bit clunky to use. I mean, the bellows focusing is really, really nice, and you can get extremely close focusing. I mean, sort of a foot, maybe a little bit more with this lens, but it's very, very precise. You have to be very careful when focusing, just because you do run the risk of missing focus quite easily. So it slows you down more than you would sort of realise. Plus, having the bellows and focusing with this sort of style is different to all of my other cameras. Everything else is on the lens, so it is a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get there, it's fine. So with the waist level finder, there's no split prism in there, so with that you also have to be a little bit careful. You can get split prism focusing screens, they don't come around very often, sadly. Not many people are selling them, and that would be very useful. It might be something I think about buying in the future. You've also got a little magnifier, so a little white tab here, push that inwards and magnifier pops up. This basically magnifies the centre of image for checking focus. That's very useful. You've also got indicators in the frame. Don't know, so down there's a red line, and that is basically telling you which orientation the back is in. So at the moment it's in landscape, so there's a red line at the bottom and a red line at the top, you can see there. And when you turn the back, let's have a look, so there's a red line, they disappear, and you've got these dotted lines which sort of stay on the frame the whole time, just so you know which orientation to compose in and what's going to be in the shot, which is very nice because I know that I'd forget otherwise. Lenses for this will accept all of the RB lenses. It will accept the later KL lenses, apart from a couple of them. Can't remember which ones off the top of my head, but you'll need an adapter for those because those have a wider mount, so you need sort of an adapter to go from the wider lens mount to the smaller mount that's on this body. It's a bayonet, well, it's a fixed bayonet, so it's rotate this ring here and the lens will come off. You can only take the lens off once it's been cocked, but that's true of most medium format cameras. They're sort of one of the features they all sort of share. And then putting it back on, a couple of red dots, and then you rotate the ring again, and it's on. So hopefully by the time I edit this, I'll have some more pictures. I've got a roll of colour that I need to get developed, and I've got the one roll of black and white that I can show. But yeah, for now, future me hopefully has shot some more pictures on this camera and had them developed, so I can pop some pictures up now. You can have a look, but if you're looking to get into medium format and you want something 6.7, if you want something 6.7, I would recommend this camera. I would recommend trying to get your hands on one first, just to get an idea of weight and just to get an idea of sort of usability. Yeah, this is a bit of a learning curve, and you need to think about it before buying it. I was a little bit hasty in buying it. I don't regret it, but yeah, I've already got the Bronica, and do I really need a 6.7? In my head, yes. You can never have too many cameras. They all do different jobs and do something different. So that was my sort of thinking behind it. So far I am absolutely loving shooting it. It's a very, very nice camera to use, and yeah, I'll pop some pictures up and you can have a look. So they were the pictures from the RB. Hope you liked them. No idea what they're of because I haven't shot them yet, but hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening to me ramble about another camera, and I'll see you in the next video.